Alright guys, we have been talking about mitosis and meiosis. Everyone join the class?
Mhm.
Yep, see we have 2 students that joined. Our other friends are not here today. Okay, so before we get started, because we have been talking about mitosis and meiosis, I want you to do this part. I want to know what is it that you remembered that we spoke about,
Mhm.
okay?
Okay.
So do this part. Go to open. You there, Mike?
Mhm.
So this is how many water cells are produced at the end of mitosis? One, two. What's the main purpose of meiosis and meiosis? Is it A, growth and B, producing mitosis? Which phase in the chromosome linear in the middle of the cell during mitosis? Is it copy, vector, anti, linear? One of the chromosomes during meiosis, do they stay the same or they lose one? And lastly, learn the basic structure of cells, right? Learn the 3 basic structures of cells. Infant, nucleus, chloroplast, cytoplasm, or nucleus, cytoplasm, cytoplasm. Mike, how you doing over here? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Mike? Okay. We're gonna continue. So before we start, we're gonna do, we're gonna review some of the vocabulary that, some of them you already know, some of them you're gonna see new, okay?
Mhm.
So the first one is cytokinesis, right?
Mhm.
And that one, that's a division of cell at the end of mitosis and meiosis. So that's the very end process. Mitosis, the cell division that ends with 2 new cells that have the same set of chromosomes as the original cell, right? We talked about the mother cell, they divide, and in mitosis, they give us 2 identical daughter cells.
Mhm.
Meiosis, right? Cell division that ends with 4 new cells that have half the number of chromosomes as the original cell. So in meiosis, right, the original cell will have 2, right? Let's say they have 2 chromosomes. Well, by the time they get to these new cells, they'll have 1. It'll be exactly half, right,
Mhm.
of the original chromosome. The mother cell, the original cell in the mitosis and meiosis process. So this is a mother cell, this is a mother cell, and this is a mother cell. Now, daughter cell, right? 2 new cells that results from mitosis. The mother cell, there you go, made 2 identical daughter cells. Now we're gonna be talking about, and we're gonna focus on this today, the phases of mitosis, right? We have interphase, this the rest phase, and when the chromosomes are duplicated. At this stage is when they are just resting, right? Prophase, chromatin forms into chromosomes that form pairs. Metaphase, the chromosomes line up along the center of the cell. Anaphase, the spindles from the centrioles pull the pairs of chromosomes apart to opposite sides of the cell. Telophase, a new nucleus forms around each of the chromosomes. The cell pinches in the middle. Chromatin is genetic materials in nucleus during interphase. It's gonna look like loose coil strands. Chromosome is made up of DNA. They tell the cell what to do. So the chromosomes tell the cells what to do. Last one. Diploid, cell containing two complete sets of chromosomes, one from each parent. So you see the pair, then you have two on this side, two on that side. Haploid, cell having a single set of unpaired chromosomes. We see the one there, see the small one, you see how they're not even. Centrioles is organelle that uses spindle or fibers to pull the chromosomes apart during mitosis and meiosis. Binary fission, it is the most simple form of cell division done by bacteria. So we have two pictures here, right?
Yes.
We have one with a hand, it's the same hand, it's just the cut is healing. So, ooh, that's a yucky, nasty cut. We see that it's getting better, and it's a lot better in this picture. Then we have a plant, right? There's a little plant, and then we see that it's growing a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. What do you think these two pictures have in common? Yes?
I think, like, over there, there's like baking, exactly?
Yeah, but, so it's a cut, right?
Yes. it's a
So
cut.
can you tell me what do these two pictures have in common? Why are they the same?
Why does it seem as, it looks like the same, exactly?
They don't look the same. One is a hand, one is a plant.
Yes.
So
Yes,
what do
that's
you think? Mike, what do you think the hand and the plant have in common? Yes, right? So both of them, what was the first word you were gonna say?
Very sad.
Growing, right? So it's not normally that we're saying the cut is growing, but what we don't see is the cells inside, the skin cells are growing to help heal that cut, right? And over here, we don't see it, right? Because it's inside of the plant, but there's cell division happening in both of these pictures, right? In order to help them heal and grow. So, they both use a thing called cellular division. When the cells divide, it's called cellular division. So they both use those processes in order to heal the skin or help the plant grow. So, there are three main ways cells can multiply, right? One of the most simplest way is what? The binary fission. So in binary fission, it mostly occurs in bacteria, right? You ever had bread sitting out for a long period of time and it starts to get mold? If you leave it there long enough, it'll eventually turn like yucky, greenish, black, right? Because it'll get mold. So that is the simplest way of cell division,
Yes.
binary fission.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, it occurs mostly in bacteria. It grows quick,
Yep, that's very correct.
very quick.
Yep.
So we talked about that. It's the most, it's simple, it's a very simple organism and it's like bacteria. So we did talk
Yeah.
about the bread, how the bread molds.
Yeah.
That's how the bacteria grows. That's binary fission.
Until like what happens, like bacteria, like grows, like comes and goes.
It comes and goes.
Yeah.
Well, when bacteria comes, it can go, but in the bread, we have to what?
You have to say that.
No, we don't save it. We have to
You have to go right.
we have to throw it out, right? Because
Okay.
it's not good anymore. All right. So in this one,
And also like the neck.
the DNA inside the organism simply replicates, and then the cell grows to twice its normal size.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, in the mold, right? Once the it starts to replicate, it gets bigger and bigger, and it ends up being like twice its size. Once bacteria or mold, which is a form of bacteria, forms in that bread,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it grows really fast.
Yes.
It takes a while for mold to get on your bread, but once it's there, you will see that it grows very quickly.
Yeah, like very correct.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not good for that.
Yes. The next most common way cells multiply is mitosis.
Mitosis.
That is what we're going to be talking about today, right?
Okay.
We're going to have a model. You guys are going to be able to show me how mitosis helps bodies grow and heal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're going to focus on mitosis today. When mitosis occurs, you end up with how many identical cells? How many identical daughter cells?
Oh, and it means that separate them.
Say it. Say it loud. Say it
No.
proud. Two.
And
Yeah, you get two. Look at Sabrina. When mitosis occurs, you end up with two identical cells called daughter cells.
mm-hmm. You're supposed to be two.
Yeah, two.
And it looks like a similar, and it's like the same.
So in mitosis, there are a few phases that they go through. The first stage, right,
Mm-hmm.
is interphase. In the interphase, it's when the cell, it's when the cell is just resting. Trying to regroup.
Okay.
Relax and rest and relaxation, R&R.
Mm-hmm.
The cell spends most of their time in interphase. They're chilling in there. They're waiting. While still in interphase, the cell will get a message. It is time, a message that says it is time to divide now. To get ready, the genetic code of the cell is replicated. Replicate is another word for what?
Mm-hmm.
When you replicate something, you make a
Like a doll sauce or something?
When you replicate something, you what?
Like interface?
Copy, right?
Copy. Okay.
When you replicate, you make it a new one, the same way, identical. Once the genetic code is replicated, the cell enters the next phase, which is the what phase?
Like prophase.
Yep, the prophase. Now, let me read this first. First, the chromatin starts to condense. What does condensed mean? It gets what?
Get smaller?
It gets smaller. The chromatin is genetic material that is normally in loose coil strands inside the nucleus. So it looks kind of like this. When you see it in your diagram, it's gonna look like this. It's gonna look loose and kind of coily. It's gonna look like that. So, in the prophase, the chromatin condenses, right, and forms chromosomes, right?
Right.
Chromosomes are what? They tell the what? The cell what to do. They tell the cell what to do. So in this phase, we can see they're gonna get smaller, right? But look at that. What are they doing?
Oh,
What are those?
those stick together?
They're not sticking together. They're becoming loose and what?
I thought like a 12
Swirls or coils.
and coils.
Coils, right? They're becoming coils. Look at that. You guys might not know, but that looks like a telephone cord back in the day.
That's
People don't have that anymore. But these are coils. They look kind of like curls.
Mm-hmm.
Coils, curls.
Curls.
So, remember, the genetic code was duplicated.
Separated.
Not separate. When you duplicate something, you what? Make a, it's a copy, right? If it's
Yeah,
duplicated, we have more of the same thing, right?
Mhm.
In interphase. So remember that the genetic code was duplicated in interphase, so now there are twice as many chromosomes as there should be.
Okay.
So if it started off with one,
Mhm.
you're gonna have two. If it
Okay.
started off with three and it's twice as much, you're gonna have how many?
Six.
Six. So, in prophase, the chromosomes that are the same start sticking close together and the nuclear membrane starts to dissolve. What is the next phase? The next phase is what?
Martin?
Almost. Metaphase.
Metaphase.
Yep. In this phase, the chromosomes that have found their identical partners start to line up along the center of the cell. So we're starting to see it, right? They're starting to line up in the center. Do they look tight or they look what?
I think kind of loose.
They look loose and they look like they're starting to form what?
Kind of like twirls.
What did we say the curls are called?
Oh my god, I call them.
What are they, Mike? Coils.
Coils.
Coils, yeah.
Yeah, it's coils.
Yeah. You know, some people,
Like
sometimes they say they have,
coils.
yeah, like their curls are coils because their curls are tight. But these
Yeah.
are not tight. These are loose.
Yeah.
Loose, coils.
Those are body.
Mhm.
Something.
Another pair of important organelles are called the centrioles, right? The centrioles go to the opposite end of the cell. They are preparing to pull the pairs of chromosomes apart. So when you see this in your diagram,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
In your diagram, they're gonna look blue.
Mhm.
These are the centrioles.
Essential.
In your
Okay.
diagram, they're gonna look blue. Here, they don't have a color, but, those are your centrioles.
Okay.
So, what happens? What's the next phase?
Interface.
Yep, so we had the interphase, the metaphase, now we're in the
Anaphase.
anaphase, right? In the anaphase, the centrioles with the help of some spindle, so these are the spindle fibers, right?
Mm-hmm.
The spindle fibers, they pull the pairs of chromosomes apart and pull them to the opposite end of the cell. So you see that? These are the chromosomes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, they were forming in the middle, they look like X's, right?
Yes.
So now, they formed in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
now they starting to pull apart. So here are the
Oh.
chromosomes,
I don't
and
know.
these blue things that you see here, they're the spindles.
Oh.
The spindles are what's helping pull the chromosomes apart to opposite ends of the cell. And these here are the centrioles.
Oh,
So
yeah.
right here is represented by orange, but they're the centrioles.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The cell enters the next phase, which is the
Telophase?
it's a telophase. When all the chromosomes are divided and at the opposite sides of the cell. So we remember how the spindles, right, help pull the chromosomes apart.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the last, well, this is not the last phase, I'm sorry. In the telophase, we see that they are divided, they're pulled apart, but they starting to look like what? They starting to look like they can what?
Oh, like a daughter cells? Like,
Well, eventually they're gonna make some more daughter cells.
I think might be as like, it looks like the same.
They do
Really?
look the same. Remember we
Yes.
talked about that?
Yeah, I just remembered.
Yep, identical. Yep.
Identical, it looks like the same.
Yes, so this is the mother cell,
Uh-huh,
right?
yeah,
And they made two identical daughter cells.
uh-huh. So like, it looks like the same, like over here or something, and up here.
Yeah, they starting to look the
Over
same.
here, it's in there. And
Now-
the daughter is right here.
So now let's see what happened. They're
Yeah.
separated. Now we have two daughter cells.
Yes.
In
It's all the
telophase,
same.
a nucleus starts to form around each set of chromosomes.
Mhm,
Remember the one set of chromosomes?
yeah.
There goes the nucleus. Remember the other side of the chromosome?
Mhm.
There goes the nucleus. If it's forming a nucleus, right? It has all the components, right, of like the mother cell, right? They identical to the mother cell. What do you think these two are gonna become? New what?
Like new mothers,
New mother what?
like new mother cells,
They're gonna become cells, right? They're gonna become,
like new mothers.
and we start to see it here. Once the nucleus is complete, the cell wall or cell membrane pinches in the middle,
Mhm.
splitting the cells in
Oh,
half.
they're gonna separate it.
They starting to separate, yes, yes. So we starting to see the centrioles, right?
Yeah, essential.
We starting to see the
Here's like a nucleus.
nucleus, and I'm already starting to see
Like
the cell.
a cell,
Yeah,
like
that's-
new mother cells.
well, let's see. And this is the end, the last phase of mitosis, and it's called cytokinesis. In cytokinesis, right, it's when the cell splits completely apart and they make two new
They're
what?
separated.
Yep, they separate and make two new
Mhm.
what?
New mother cells.
Two new cells.
Like two cells, like new
Well-
mother cells.
Well, they're new cells, right?
Uh-huh.
So the new daughter cells that are created are also called
Like,
diploid
diploid
cells,
cells.
right? They both have,
Sorry.
it's okay. They both have a complete set of identical chromosomes. They look exactly alike. Two sets, exactly alike. So, we're not gonna focus too much on meiosis, but meiosis is the third way that cells divide. Oops, sorry. And then meiosis occurs when the entire organism wants to replicate. So we see meiosis more. In meiosis, there are two cell divisions rather than just one. In mitosis, how many cell divisions are there?
Oh, like 5?
No, listen, they said in meiosis, right, there are two cell divisions rather than just one. So here is the mother cell. Here is one cell division. Here is another cell division. In mitosis, how many cell divisions do we have?
There's 2.
Not two,
1?
one. Because if we look at the diagram for mitosis, we're only gonna see the mother cell and the
Daughter cell.
daughter cells. And the two daughter cells. This one has 4. And so in this one, with meiosis, the final new cells are created, but they only create half of the original cell, or the original cell's chromosomes. In mitosis, they are twice as much, right? They double. We call these new cells haploids or gametes because they only contain half of the information needed to make a new organism. So, for meiosis, that means eventually they must find another gamete to combine with, to continue growing and dividing. So in this one, it's more of a sexual reproduction when there are babies, when you're forming babies. So meiosis is more for forming babies. Mitosis, which we're gonna focus on today, is more on skin, building skin cells, right? Building muscle cells. And so in this one, I just wanted to show you the difference between mitosis and meiosis, right? We said there was only one cell division. Here, it goes into 2 cell division. So the mother cell, 1 cell division, the second cell division. And this one, this is a mother cell, and there's only 1 cell division. All right, so on your, I want you to go to Google Classroom. You should have yours up. So minimize that. Minimize. Minimize that one. This is that. Go to that one. Okay. Go to the first one. It should say meiosis and mitosis, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, do not start yet. Let's listen to the directions, right?
Right.
So we were just talking about this. We were just talking about the different parts of the cell, right? So when you're doing your diagram, when you're telling me about your or when you label your diagram, you're gonna label what part is the nucleus, right? Which part is the centriole? And as you can see, Mike, as you can see, remember I said that yours are gonna be what color? Blue, right? And the ones that I show you, Chromatin. What are chromatins? They're what? L-
Cords.
Are they tight or
tight,
they're not tight? They're
loose.
loose. So they're loose coils. And then you're gonna be able, everyone should be able to get the cell membrane.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone should get 100% when they gonna go name the cell membrane. We focused on that.
I just,
So you're gonna do that part, right?
right.
And then you're gonna do all of your phases. And then you're gonna see this one,
Mm-hmm.
which is gonna be the sequence. You're gonna put the interphase, you're gonna put, I'm sorry, the phases of mitosis in order. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Oops. All right. Let's begin.
So, what's the second one?
Mm-hmm. To start, absolutely.
I'll ask that.
Okay. There you go. I'll come back and check up on it. Okay, good. Alright, once you're done with that, you're good, okay? You're good. Hmm? No, you're good. You're good. Don't worry about that. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Okay, you're good. So you're gonna close out and submit? Alright, yeah. close your computers.
I can't get some more.
You're good. Close out. Lose it. Alternative. I'll give you. So we can close, you guys can close your computers and put them to the side. So, you were able, Mike, we're done with the computers right now. So, you guys went and you guys labeled all of the phases of mitosis, right?
Mhm.
So when we were talking, what is this part here? What are these things?
And
Are they the chromatin, centrioles, nucleus, cell membrane?
chromatin.
Yes, I can't, do it on here, but you're right. I would have put the chromatin right there. What about this red circle?
Nucleus.
That is the nucleus. These blue
Centrioles.
centrioles, they look like
Centrioles.
cut up straws, but those are your centrioles. And then the outer part.
Cell membrane.
They are the cell membrane. So you should have been able to do all of them. Some of them were a little different than the other ones, but you would have been able to finish those out, right? So now, we're gonna do another part. We don't need this part. I'll put the vocabulary back up. Okay. So your papers look different, right?
Mhm.
You're gonna have that.
Mm.
You're gonna have that. You're gonna cut out the bottom,
Okay.
and Mike, you're gonna put the pictures in order, okay? You are gonna put the words in order.
Okay.
Here, sir. So you're gonna cut half of your paper, right, you're gonna cut it out.
Okay.
And then you're gonna cut the words out. And then you're gonna place them where they go, okay?
Okay.
Alright. So as you complete that exit ticket, right, or that quick exit activity, I wanna ask, why do you think it's important for cells to divide? We've been talking about mitosis, right, and the division of the cells. Why do we think it's important for the cells to divide?
I think that used to be like, that's that in there or not?
But why do cells divide?
For instance,
What do we, go back to where we were talking about the plant and the hand?
oh, like
Why do we need
separated.
cells to divide?
Like they're separated.
They do separate when they divide. Mike, why?
To heal.
To heal and to, Yeah.
Mm,
so when we have, cellular division, right? The reason that these cells need to divide is because eventually the old cells, what? They are damaged or they die. And we need to make what? New cells, right?
cells,
In order to in order for the skin to heal and in order for the plants to grow.
Mhm.
They're just two, how many ways can cells divide?
Must be like ground noodles, maybe?
No, listen to the question. How many ways can cells divide? We talked about bacteria, right? Bacteria. We talked about two other forms, right? That cells divide and to make more, replicate, duplicate.
More cells.
So how many ways can cells divide? One way, two ways, three ways, four.
Three.
How many?
Two.
Yes. Mike, name one. Name one way.
Well,
I'm sorry, the process.
everything's
Yeah, yep. Anaphase is in what? Is one of the phases of what?
big.
What have we been talking about?
Mitosis.
Mitosis. Great. Mitosis is one way. What's
Meiosis.
another way? Meiosis. What's another way?
Like.
It's two words.
Like telophase?
I'm gonna give you a hint. Starts with a B. In other words, starts with an F.
Like all that kind.
Binary.
Binary.
Binary what?
Binary.
Binary fission. Good job. All right, guys, so I'm gonna let you guys finish up. And when the bell rings, you can put that on my desk. All right? All right.